Thank you. Thank you very much.
Further, I would like to welcome Ms. Neha Jain. She is VP and Innovation at JSW MG Motor India. Ma'am, I would like to welcome you to the expert.
Thank you so much, Amol. It is an honor to be part of this panel.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving ahead, I would like to welcome Ms. Anushka Bonia. She is lead CSR at Johnson Matthey, India. Ma'am, I welcome you to the expert.
Thank you, Amol. Good insights with the industry leaders. Thank you so much.
Moving ahead, I would like to welcome Mr. Venugopal Nellutla. He is the Chief Marketing Officer at Keto Motors. Sir, I welcome you to the expert.
Thank you, Imperial Society and team. It is an honor to be part of this discussion and most appropriate time that we have this discussion immediately after the budget and where a lot of things close to women empowerment and close to our subject for the discussion. Hi, Gopal.
Hi, Venugopal. Nice seeing you here.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to welcome Mr. Editorial Narasimhan. He is the project manager at GIZ IGBEG. Sir, I welcome you to the expert.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you.
Moving further, I would like to welcome Mr. Shubhaankar Chakraborty, the Director and Partnership at ISIEINDIA. Sir, I welcome you to the expert.
Thank you. Good evening, all. It will be a great learning exposure for me to learn from experts like Mr. Rao, Mr. Gopal, Mr. Narasimhan. And also, this will be the first time I'm going to interact with Ms. Baxi. So it will be Mr. Mittal also. So I look forward to this. Anushka and Neha here. So that's thank you very much for the opportunity.
And last but not least, I would like to welcome Mr. Raghav Mittal. He is Director Editorial Research and Programs at ReTHINK India. So I welcome you to the expert.
Thank you. Pleasure.
So on behalf of Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers, we welcome you all as our esteemed guests today for the expert. Moving forward, now let me introduce you all about Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers. Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers is positioned as a premier organization in India, specialized in electric vehicle labs, and skill development, professional courses, and vocational training programs within the sector. At ISI India, where excellence is innovation, we are dedicated to revolutionizing the landscape of sustainable mobility. We stand as a beacon of expertise in electric vehicle solutions, fostering a culture of innovation, research, and skill development. Our journey has been marked by remarkable achievements, including the establishment of Center of Excellence in Electric Vehicles across India, Indonesia, and the region. Before we delve into our discussion, I would like to guide you through a short, insightful video about Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers.
Empowering innovation, driving sustainability. That's the story of ISI India over the last decade. As India's largest sustainable mobility skill development organization, we have made a significant impact across 24 states. ISIE's commitment to excellence has earned us numerous awards and recognition, including National Youth Award 2018, EDN Star Award, Social Entrepreneurship Award, Bharat Ratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Titans of Technology Award, and many more. Our efforts have been endorsed and appreciated by leading organizations such as Niti Aayog, MNRE, SMEV, AICTE, UGC, 100 plus automotive industry experts, 700 plus institutions across the country. At ISIE India, we are committed to uplifting communities, promoting diversity and shaping a brighter future for all. Our initiatives have made a significant impact in the industry, from electric vehicle development to renewable energy solutions. Recently, we successfully completed projects such as job on training in EV assembly technician for 300 ITI students from rural communities and ITI trainer TOT with GIZ and DVET at ISIE EV Lab in Aurangabad, Maharashtra. We are dedicated to harnessing the power of gender diversity and empowering women in tech-led industries. Our recent initiatives include women empowerment through projects like auto electric technician, electric vehicle technician, assembly technician, etc. Upskilling 2,500 plus youth from tribal, rural, and socio-economically disadvantaged communities in FY23, with over 50% female participation. With our partners like GIZ, Cosmo Foundation, Masiya, Tata Techniques, Shri Chaitanya Seva Trust, ASDC, IPCA Labs, Jalna Jan Seva, Kalika Steels, Varad Crop, and additional skill acquisition program under Government of Kerala. We have established 25 plus COE EV labs across India and aiming to establish 250 plus labs by 2025 to create an ecosystem. We are proud of the success stories that have emerged from these initiatives, including employment in top companies like Tata Motors, Ola Electric, Force Motors, Hero Electric, Mahindra, American Axle, Siemens, Bosch, and many more. Our efforts aim to bridge the gap and create a more inclusive and diverse workforce. ISIE has left a significant mark among engineering students by conducting skill competition like the Electric Solar Vehicle Championship ESVC, Formula Imperial, Indian Karting IKR, and E-Bike Challenge. These competitions have led to the creation of over 3,000 prototypes under expert guidance, offering students hands-on experience and a talent pool for the automobile industry. More than 3 lakh youths have benefited from these initiatives, gaining hands-on experience and exposure to cutting-edge technologies. Many participants have secured top position in the industry and started their entrepreneurship journey. Through these diverse and impactful projects, the Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers, ISIE, is not only advancing electric mobility, but also empowering individuals, promoting gender equality and fostering sustainable development. Together, we are driving change, one innovation at a time. Join us in our journey towards a brighter, more sustainable future.
Thank you everyone for watching the video. Now let's move forward, and I would like to introduce Mr. Raghav Mittal, today's event moderator. He is not just a director at ReTHINK India, but a visionary whose contributions span across grassroots development to global policy. His thought leadership and dedication to societal progress make him an invaluable presence today. A computer science and engineering graduate from IIT Kharagpur, an extreme optimist who rallies behind solution-centric discourse, Raghav brings an energizing enthusiasm for all-round positive change, invoking the power of tech-enabled systems and processes. I welcome you as our today's moderator for this session and would like to request you to take over for the proceedings, sir. Over to you.
थैंक यू अमोल नमस्कार सभी को आज का बड़ा ही पावन दिन है एंड टुडे हैपेंस टू बी द यूएस नेशनल डे ऑफ मोटरिंग आल्सो द थर्मल इंजीनियर्स डे तो ये थीम्स आज के विषय में बहुत ही एंड टुडे इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट डे इट्स द बर्थडे ऑफ एमिलिया ईयरहार्ट्स हु वाज द फर्स्ट फीमेल पायलट टू फ्लाई अक्रॉस अटलांटिक और आज के इस दिवस में अभी खबर आई है नासा से कि सुनीता विलियम्स जो कि आउटर स्पेस में स्ट्रैंगल्ड हैं धरती पे लौटने के लिए सो आज का जो विषय है व्हाट इंपीरियल सोसाइटी ऑफ इनोवेटिव इंजीनियर्स हैज कॉल्ड इट्स अ वेरी फाइन क्वाड 4 key points which they have put across is livelihoods, women, mobility, and the central theme is sustainability. and Stri Shakti sustainability ka hi paryay hai, and we are so very fortunate to have a panel of Saptarishis this evening, where we have three women experts and four male people from all across. तो आज का जो प्रतिपाद्य विषय है, how to build sustainable livelihoods and empowering women in sustainable mobility. And as we all know that mobility is quite an index of empowerment for male and female alike. But then as we are seeing that women are going to outer space, and that kind of empowerment we are seeing all across, and quite a coincidence that 24th of July being the birthday of Amelia Earhart, who flew all the way through Atlantic. So mobility is not just from the surface part of it, but in the outer space as we are all seeing it across. So जो आज बात कही, I would like to invite Madam Mamta Baxi, who is a doyen, who is an expert in women empowerment across from education to mobility, कि how she sees the entire narrative unfolding. We are having women empowerment in myriad ways, but then how mobility per se empowers women. Like we are having women specific taxi services. There were a lot of governmental schemes to empower women by giving them bicycles in various state governments. In the context of EV, in the context of livelihoods, we would really like to listen to Madam Mamta Baxi, who is the CSR head from Cosmo Foundation, which is the philanthropic arm of the Cosmo Film Group, which takes pride in being a group full of integrity and ingenuity. So let's hear Madam Mamta Baxi as to what ingenious viewpoint she has regarding the empowerment of women to get sustainable livelihoods through mobility. Madam Mamta Baxi. Did we lose her somehow? Amol?
Yeah, so actually she just left the meeting. Might be there is some network issue.
Yeah. Teams is a bit unstable. I was also finding a jittering out here. But any which ways, while Madam Mamta Baxi joins in to give us, we have another lead CSR today in Madam Anushka Bonia, who heads the corporate social responsibility at the Johnson Matthey India Group. And this is the bottom line. The group is all about providing cutting edge science to decarbonize, reducing emissions and improving sustainability. So from a science perspective, from the perspective of Johnson Matthey India, how she sees the emergence of sustainable mobility for women empowerment, providing them sustainable livelihood. Madam Anushka Bonia.
Thank you, Raghav. Thank you for the question. So, coming from a chemical science-based company and coming from a background of corporate social responsibility and being part of development sector since like more than 4 years now. So how I see sustainability and women empowerment in the context of sustainable mobility comes in with three components. One is clean mobility, second one is safe mobility, and third is inclusion. So if we come in context of sustainable mobility, we cannot go out of this context. And even in Johnson Matthey, these are the matrices which are being followed. And if we come down to triple bottom line approach of CSR, we see women empowerment can be related to livelihood. It is an ongoing thing and it is being done by most of the corporates. But where do we see livelihood? That is my question. Most of the corporates working in the domain of livelihood and sustainability, they focus on rural employment. So building in SHGs is very common. So bringing in employment through animal husbandries, through bringing in agricultural components is very common. But if we come to sustainable mobility, so this segment is something wherein women attendance is really low. So people have that ideology that if women are having livelihood opportunities, then it should align with something which is very traditional in form, and technical things come at a backdrop because they do not fit into our context of livelihood. So these are some challenges which come up, and this is something I would say. I would say this is something very rare and very innovative in a form, that STEM-based initiatives for women empowerment and bringing in mobility is coming. So that's something from my side. I believe that more initiatives must be at place, bringing in women empowerment into tech. So even if we talk about tech and STEM, we are focusing on digital literacy. But are the companies hiring people, hiring women employees in shop floors? So we have to see that capacities are to be built, and accordingly organizations need to evolve, their HR policies need to evolve to bring in that diversity matrix, and the employees, women employees, are provided that sense of belongingness and inclusion even when they are placed. So whenever we launch any of the CSR initiatives in livelihood domain, there are placement rates, but the attrition rate is also very high. That is because their retention policy is nowhere inclusive. So that is where we need to see. One best practice which I can say from my organization is hiring diversity candidates and bringing in components like drop-in and drop-off facilities. So that is one component which is focused. So because of that, we have women employees working at shop floors, even at night shifts. So such practices can be at place, and such initiatives which have a good retention policies, post placements. So that is something where we should focus on. Thank you.
Thank you. I think Madam Bonia has started off on a great mark that how mobility, how the facility of drop in and drop back has really empowered women to be employed on the shop floor. And that is really terrific out here. I think we have got Madam Baxi back on the forum. Amol, have we got Madam Baxi?
Yes.
Okay. So over to you,
Okay.
ma'am. We wanted to start off from
Thank
your
you very
respect-
much,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
very sorry because there is a very heavy rain going on in Gujarat, and there is some disruption.
No
Okay,
worries,
now
please.
I would like to say from my experiences on the mobility, because I have worked for years in rural areas, tribal areas, and even in the urban slums on the issues of women's empowerment. And I feel that if you want to empower the women, the mobility is the most significant component. Okay. Everybody talks about economic empowerment, but I always say that if women do not have mobility and access, how will they be
Raghav sir, you are on mute.
Sorry. I'm saying we lost Ma'am Bakshi all over again. So let's wait for a minute or so because hers is a foundational thought process over onto which we will have built up the session further. So maybe I would like to invite Madam Neha Jain from the JSW MG Motor India. She's the head EV and innovation. And as Madam Bonia talked about something like SHGs and livelihood, animal husbandry, so and so forth. So EV somewhere presents a kind of an innovation where a kind of a chiller, a kind of a small refrigerator in the mobile vehicle. There have been some experiments out here. So perhaps because she's the head of EV and innovation, so maybe she can build upon Madam Bonia's need and requirement as to how to, I would say, merge animal husbandry, SHGs, and the mobility part, so that whatever agrarian produce the women are growing back in their farms, whatever things they are doing, they can really take it to the market, things like that. Over to Madam Neha Jain. Yeah.
Yeah. And secondly, what I feel is that key mobility is in the mind. Because when I work in the rural and tribal area, the most hindrance factor is women should be inside the home. Okay. Now, if women have to go out, they have to take permission. Still, that notion is there. So creating the training of this our patriarchal systems is one of the most important part to enhance the mobility of the women. So even if we are creating a lot of IT infrastructures or many other e-vehicles or many other mobility mechanisms, but unless we change the mindset, it is not going to give us a great results. So that is the one factor which we need to do. Secondly, what from my experiences I have learned, because I've worked with the government of Gujarat's, government of India's various projects on women's empowerment. And there what we tried is unite the women, build the women's collectives. If women are in the groups, the mobility increases. They get more social securities, they get more approvals from their families and all. So let us build the collectives of the women and promote the collective mobility of the women. That is the another part. Third is the equip women.
So the gods are a bit unfavorable to us in this session. So Madam has vociferously talked about empowering women's mobility as a tool for their economic empowerment. That's an underlying aspect. Like mobility is so very central for economic flourishment, as we could understand from her. So maybe Madam Neha Jain, I would just like to bring her. Sorry for this intermittent one, but it deepens the discourse further. So Madam Neha Jain, if you can just build upon it, yeah, please.
Sure. Thank you, Raghav, and thank you everyone, for having me on this panel. So it's a very interesting discussion actually, and when it comes to women and mobility, there are a lot of aspects that we can, or perspectives that we can look this, from. Coming from a perspective of a vehicle manufacturer, MG is already present in India in the last 6-7 years, and what is very core to our heart is to bring diversity in the workforce. So I will touch upon mainly on the perspective of how we can include more women, into the workforce, and how and why organizations should do it. Especially when it comes to manufacturing setup, like Ms. Bonia also touched upon it. It's very difficult to get female workforce, but we all now we agree on the fact that including women is not just a cause. It also makes a lot of economic sense for organizations to include them. We have seen in the studies as well that companies who have the gender diversity in the top quartile on their teams are more likely to perform, or I would say outperform, in terms of their productivity as well, productivity, profitability. It is with this vision in mind when MG started our operation. Diversity was one of our core brand pillars, and we aimed for including diversity up to 50%. And I'm really happy to share that today we are at 37%. Of our workforce is women, and we are aiming to complete and take it to the 50%. And this is not only in the white collar job, even in white collar and the blue collar jobs, even in our manufacturing plant, you see there are a lot of female employees who work at shop levels, at taking jobs which were conventionally not, I would say, was imagined for or thought about as a conventional job for female workforce. But as an organization, the intent was how to include more and more women. This required a lot of, I would say, preparation and perseverance as well, in terms of getting the right kind of talent, nurturing and developing the skills for it. And today, I mean, we are seeing that how this diverse workforce is helping in bringing